Hi, welcome to Ron Knows Stuff. So today is an unboxing assembly day of a crib for my grandson that's on the way. Looks like all the tools we need are there. So we'll just finish unboxing this and get this assembled. That's what it's supposed to look like. Here we are unboxing, being very careful not to damage any piece, not to scratch up the wood floors, trying to keep light parts together. We'll save that piece of cardboard. We'll use it to protect the wood floors as we take things apart. So right now we're most concerned with just getting the master carton out of the way and getting all the supplies ready. So there's the instructions. I don't want to read them, but Mrs. Ron Knows Stuff says read them. And so I really was. I just wanted to aggravate her because, that's what I do. She's so sweet and she puts up with that. So all the parts are nicely labeled, real small stickers, but they're there. And the parts in that container there are labeled as well. I like to use a box cutter to open them up, even though there's little push pins on the bottom or push outs on the bottom. But I like to keep the up top so I can see it. Add a little bit of danger by using a box cutter. Make sure you always cut away from yourself. So right now it has us assembling the bottom rail to the bottom of that back piece, and you're using lock washers and bolts, and it goes in really easy. And they did supply an Allen wrench. That's all the tools you'll need for this. So now we're doing the legs on the back, and looks like there's all kinds of different parts, making sure that it does label which one goes where, so you know left and right, and how it should look. So now I am screwing the legs, and as you can see, corgis like a lot of attention, so Mrs. Ron Knows Stuff is making sure that Coco is quite happy. So that's always fun. She's a good little dog. Corgis are great dogs, but I will tell you they shed, and this is our second one, and this one is more vocal than our last one, but still a sweetheart and a half. So now we're torquing the bolts, and you do a little bit on one end, then do a little bit on the other end, so you get a nice even tightness. You can use your hand as kind of a clamp to make sure everything goes in nice and level and straight. And Coco again wants more attention. So now that we've got that nice and tight, you flip it over. Now you put on the ends. And there is a left side and a right side, and a wrong way and a right way. But again, the instructions are pretty clear, and you just follow it, and you'll have no issues. The hardware is labeled, so in the instruction it tells you use bolt number 3 with washer number 4, and where they go. And there are some wood dowels, but instructions are very easy to read and understandable. So again, I'm just tightening it up. Normally I would hold the excess bolts in my mouth, but these have some sort of lubricant on it, so I do not recommend that. So what you'll see me do is put the bolts in their hole, not all the way in the hole, but in there, and then I can just torque it down from there. So that works well. Now I'm assembling the front leg on that one side. And again, it's relatively easy. You'll see I've moved the cardboard out of the way so it's on a nice level surface, i.e. the wood floors. And I'm being careful not to scratch the floors. And as you can see, again, Coco just cannot get enough of Mrs. Ron Knows Stuff. So she loves to play and she loves attention. She's 14 months old now. So I think she thinks this crib is for her. All right, so I got that all nice and tight, and you can see Mrs. Ron Knows Stuff doesn't have to hold it anymore because it's balanced on the 3 legs. So now I'm doing the other side again. I put the bolts in, but rather than holding them in my mouth because of that coating on there, but I'm getting it nice and tight, and then I'll do the other side, and I'll make sure the other side still stays tight. Now I'm doing the other leg, and you'll see I move the cardboard out of the way, so all 4 legs now will hit the wood floor, and give a nice, even, no rocking motion in that cart. And it's going together so well. And Mrs. Ron knows is checking me over, doing quality control stuff. She knows I know what I'm doing, but she likes to aggravate me too. We have fun. We are a perfect match, by the way. Just so much fun. What a great wife I have. So the bolts I'm putting in right now are for future use, and that's what I'm double checking to make sure that I do need them. They don't do anything right now, but if this crib is used for other things, which it's like a 5-in-1, those bolts will be used later. So now we're putting in the box spring. There are 4 heights for this, and which means there's 16 bolts, 4 for each corner. And what it has you do is put in all 4 on each corner. So we're going to put in the first 12. You know, this is going on its highest setting, so we're going to put 3 on the bottom of each corner. So that's what you're seeing us doing right now. And Mrs. Nose is hogging the Allen wrench, but she has a right to. So I figured this would be a great opportunity for me to aggravate her. So as you'll see in a minute, I'm going to go into a pose where I am meditating. And again, it's just to aggravate her. There I go, aggravation. She laughed. And that's all I ever try and do is make her happy. I'm not really trying to aggravate her. I just want her to enjoy herself. All right, so now we've gotten all those 12 bolts in, and now we're going to do the final 4 that will actually hold up the box spring. Here she goes. And we're just putting them in loose just so that we can get everything together, and then I'll go around and torque everything down. And she's checking the last of the instructions because we have to put the front on. And the front is a 2-piece, just like the last one was. You got a bottom rail that holds this all together. So she's unwrapping it. Coco's starting to signal like she has to go outside. So Mrs. Rondeau says she'll take her out, but until then, she's going to give me some instructions on how everything goes. So I'm inspecting the piece to make sure that there's a front and a back. What piece looks the best looks up front. And now there's 4 bolts, so I'll get them all started, and then I'll go opposite ends to opposite end just to make sure that I torque them nice and even. And there you see I'm doing that. Now this next piece, she's back with the dog, so that's good. So this requires 4 wooden dowels, 2 on one side and 2 on the other side. So I'm going to put them in the crib part, 2 of them, and then on the other side I'll put them in the railing part. So this way I can set it in like there, and then boom, nice and easy. So now putting the bolts in just to secure it a little bit, and then I'll go back and tighten everything, which you see me doing now. And I got to do the other side. And then Mrs. Nose is going to come back to quality control. I'll do my happy dance because the parts are empty. Yay. Little Coco wanted to be picked up. She was missing out on the attention that we gave the crib. But as you can see, the crib is all done. It is just awesome. We have it positioned where we want it, so it's nice and safe. There's no cross drafts, anything like that. The instructions go into that little envelope that comes with the mattress that's secured to the box spring, so that if you ever move and take it apart, you can always put it back together again properly. So thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, put them in there. I do read them all, and I do answer all questions. Remember to like and subscribe, because Ron knows stuff, and when you subscribe, you will too. Bye for now.